Hi guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to discuss and learn ROR rule number 6, safe speed. Every vessel shall at all times proceed at a safe speed so that she can take proper and effective action to avoid collision and be stopped within a distance appropriate to the prevailing circumstances and conditions. So what does the rule says? First of all, this rule applies to all vessels including CBD vessel and also the RAM vessels. So it is very hard to determine safe speed of a vessel. For some vessel, it can be 15 knots, 20 knots, 10 knots, and also for some vessel, it can be 6 knots, 5 knots, 8 knots, 9 knots. It depends upon load ship and light ship. So there are some factors that must be taken into account for determining a safe speed of vessel. By all vessel, the state of visibility. State of visibility is one of the most important factors that must be taken into account. If the visibility is good, a vessel can move into a higher speed. But if a visibility is restricted, vessel has to lower the speed and move with caution. Second point, the traffic density including concentrations of fishing vessel or any other vessel. Obviously, if you're into a traffic dense area, you can reduce the speed as you get more time to exit the situation and effective and positive action can be made to avoid immediate danger. But if you are into an open sea, alteration of course alone can be the most effective action that can be taken provided it has to be taken into ample time. Third point, the maneuverability of vessel with special reference to stopping distance and turning ability in the prevailing condition. So here I have given an example of a ram vessel which because of the nature of our work may not be justified for going into the high speed in traffic dense area and when approaching a relatively slow vessel so as to involve risk of collision. For better understanding, higher speed can affect the stopping distance and very less speed can affect the turning ability of a vessel. At night, the presence of background light, such as from shore light or from backscatter of our own lights. So yes, sometimes at night, because of the shore lights, it becomes impossible to identify a light which is coming from a shore or it is of a moving vessel. So at that time, most use of radar equipment shall be made. If a navigator wants, he can put extra lookout, and obviously, yes, speed should be reduced. The state of wind, sea, and current, and the proximity of navigational hazards. The state of wind, sea, and current shall be monitored, and speed should be set according to the state. The draft in relation to the available depth of water. Obviously, yes, if a vessel into a shallow water region and moving into a higher speed, a vessel will experience shallow water effect and chances of agrounding of a vessel is increased. Moving forward to the next part of the rule, additionally by vessels with operational radar. The characteristics, efficiency and limitations of the radar equipment. So as a navigator, you should be aware of the blind sector and also the limitations of your radar equipments. If you talk about characteristics, the S-band radar can see long range better through the weather whereas X-band can give clear image of near objects. If you talk about efficiency, then new radar equipments are much more efficient than it becomes old. And yes, we do perform a monitoring test to check the efficiency of the radar equipments. Next point, any constraint imposed by radar range scaling use. Any constraint means to limit something. So there should not be any limitations of changing the range scale. It is good if a navigator switches scale regularly, as short range scanning give good resolution of small targets and long range scanning give early warning of detected targets. Third point, the effect on radar detection of the sea state, weather, and other source of interference. So obviously this point is talking about the clutters. Clutters is the source of interference and sometimes it shows the wrong or false target on the screen of radar. So clutters should be adjusted correctly. C clutters for the clutters caused by C wave and rain clutters for the clutters caused by rain so that targets can be detected. Next point, the possibility that small vessel, ice and other floating objects may not be detected by radar at an adequate range. So obviously this point covers under the efficiency of the radar equipment. Next point, the number, location and the movement of vessel detected by radar. So in heavy traffic, automatic radar plotting aid makes the task easier to identify the number, location and movement of a vessel. Next point, the more exact assessment of the visibility that may be possible when radar is used to determine the range of a vessel or other objects in vicinity. So this point is talking about the restricted visibility. As for example, you see a target at 7 nautical miles and radar has already detected the target at 11 nautical miles. So it means that visibility is decreasing. So these are the factors that must be taken into account for determining a safe speed. So thanks for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe.